Hello and welcome to all you Librans. Dear Librans, welcome for your monthly horoscope for April 2015. And this is your month. This is your month because this is an eclipse in your sign. And I made a separate video of the eclipse because otherwise there's so much information there. And you can check it out if you want to know a bit more about the lunar eclipse. And it really is about you. And because the eclipse is on the 4th of April in Libra. So, all Librans will feel it, but of course the ones who have planets around, let's say 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 degrees of Libra will feel it the most. And if you have a rising sign there, or if you were born, hang on a minute, if you were born around the... let's say the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, the 10th of October. But what does it mean in general? Now, and there's something else going on with your ruler as well that I'm going to mention. So two things that are important now. First of all, the eclipse, of course. A lunar eclipse is about clarification. So things will become way more clear for you, Librans, when it comes to you. And also indirectly when it comes to your relationships. Now with relationships, because the moon will be in your sign, the sun will be in your opposite house of the 7th house. That's not only love relationships, it's also business relationships, colleagues, people that you consult, like doctors, astrologers, and so on. But for most it's the relationship, their love relationship. Now, what does it mean? Now, so an eclipse means clarification. It means there's something coming to its peak and there's an understanding going on when it comes to, so it's in your first house, so it's an understanding about you, which is always nice because if you understand yourself, you can make better choices and easier choices. Now, clearness can also mean for some people, of course, you know, for better or for worse, because sometimes when things become very clear into our face, we realize we need to change course. So, and this is an eclipse that is a lot about that, because it's an eclipse, Pluto and Uranus, that square that a lot of astrologers have been talking about, and which is normal because it's so special and specific, happening so uniquely here on planet Earth. But what I'm trying to say is that this eclipse, it activates the Pluto-Uranus square. It's not over yet. And it activates it, which means that there's going to be some restless energy. There's going to be some energy about transformational energy. So if you are someone that is having a relationship with yourself that you don't like and you are undermining yourself, for instance, it's now the time to change your attitude. Or if you are in a very bad relationship and you had enough of it, it's now the time to cut the cords, because it's and not everyone is in that position. Not everyone has that context, of course. Even if you have no relationships and you want one, it's now the time to take action and to go out there. And you will probably have one very soon. That is because the Uranus is involved here. And Uranus is about liberating oneself. It's about changing 180 degrees. And you've got the possibility to do so. As it's on the axis on the 1st to the 7th house, it's about relationships. Moon in Libra makes someone more detached. It makes someone thinking before they act, yes, but also that you can detach yourself from actions and from your path that you want to take in a very clear way, even when it's hurting. So, and this is a time to do so. So in other words, if you need a bit of courage, there will be the energy there to take your steps. And the very positive thing that I find in this whole eclipse is the presence of Psyche. Psyche is an asteroid, and it's right next to the sun when the eclipse happens. And Psyche represents the soul and spirit, and so clearness. And it's next to the sun, which is also clearness and understanding. So it's a double whammy. So this means that there is an understanding of other people in your life as well. There's a true spiritual almost understanding of how other people operate in your life. And then you can make your conclusions, again, for better or for worse. But it's that kind of serious energy going on, but serious in that way that after this month, and if you have been feeling very, very stuck, you have some momentum again, and that is good. Another thing is going on, and that is Venus. Venus is in Gemini, so basically it's in your Gemini will be in your 9th house, which is very nice. Having Venus there as from the 12th, the 9th house is very open house, the house of vision, the house of different cultures, the house of astrology, the house of God, the house of divine. And you are in that house. You are Venus, that's your ruler, and you are in that 9th house. It's also the house of study, the house of law, the house of connections with abroad, internet, publishing, and so on. So all these things are favored. But these things are favored if you work hard enough and if you are not dreaming too much. That's the only warning, because this Venus is going to bump into the Saturn-Neptune square. And the Saturn-Neptune square is a configuration that is going on for the whole month, for the whole year, but triggered now by your ruler. So especially around the middle of the month, if you feel a bit frustrated about what you want to achieve when it comes to the 9th house stuff, what I just said, maybe study, maybe a connection from abroad, maybe travel, maybe, and all those 9th house things that I just said. If you want to achieve something there, don't dream too much, because otherwise you're gonna get disappointed. And also work hard enough to get what you want. Otherwise you will be disappointed as well, because you haven't worked hard enough. So it's in some area of, it's not a drastic, a key area of your life, but it can be something joyful that you want to achieve. And you need to adjust yourself a little bit by or dreaming less or working a bit harder. It's either one or the other. So if you want to achieve that study, maybe you need to work a little bit harder. If you want to achieve, for instance, you want to publish something, a book or something, maybe you need to be with the feet on the ground and start writing instead of dreaming. Things like that. And so it's not that important, but it can add to your happiness, because that is what Venus is all about. So it's a very important month for you Librans, especially those I just mentioned. Some major breakthroughs when it comes to relationships. So major shifts there, but whatever happens, it's there for the good, and it's there to readjust yourself and to get on course, on the right course again. Check out the other video, especially you, because it's in your sign that the eclipse is happening. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next month. Bye bye.